Let's go over the top 10 players to stay away from in your fantasy drafts coming up next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello sports fans and welcome to another episode of Beat the Odds. I've got my top 10 fades to avoid in your draft. If you like the sound of that, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so that way you don't miss an episode. I will be posting valuable fantasy basketball content all season long. Do you have a burning fantasy basketball question that you want an expert to answer? Ask me on Q. Go to askmeonq.com/beattheodds-NBA, submit your question, and I will give you a personal audio response right to your email. You can even send me screenshots of your team so that way I can use that in my review. It's super easy to do and it's a great way to get fantasy basketball advice while also supporting this channel. Now let's dive into the list. Here at number 10 we have Clint Capella. Capella in the 7th round is just not happening for me. His usage is going down, and last year's field goal percentage of 57% hurts when you need him to be better than that to provide value. Add to that the Hawks extended backup Onyeka Okongwu for 4 years, and I fully expect that Okongwu is going to end up with the lion's share of minutes by season's end. Let's go to number 9. We have Tobias Harris. Harris was a fantasy force in roto leagues last season because of his elite percentages, specifically from the line, but I can't believe the Detroit Pistons are about to hand him 34 minutes a night like he got last year, so a repeat of his counting stats is highly unlikely. If we see a 20% decrease in his numbers across the board, that's going to make him fringe roster worthy, and I'm just not wasting a 6th round pick on that. Let's go to number 8. We have DeAndre Ayton. Like Tobias Harris, I have a similar view on Ayton. With the Trailblazers selecting Donovan Clingan and with Robert Williams healthy to start the year, it makes it unlikely that Ayton is going to see the same amount of floor time this season. Minutes are king in fantasy basketball, and Ayton needs them to secure a double-double each night. I'm not going to be looking at him before the 8th round. Want to join one of my fantasy basketball leagues? Sign up for free today, and you could win a Victor Wembanyama graded card. There's limited spots, so you better sign up today. Moving forward, we have Jimmy Butler. I think that there's still some left in the tank with Butler. However, it seems like he might be coasting into his age 35 season. His counting stats did take a dip across the board last year, most notably his stocks, and his team doesn't provide much offense to begin with. Selecting Butler in the 4th round means that you're banking on his stats last year not being his ceiling for this year, and I just can't take that chance. Let's go to number 6. We have Jamal Murray. On paper, Murray seems like a solid pickup in the 4th round of the draft, and if I didn't worry about his health, he would be. He was a shell of himself at the Olympics this summer. The fear is that he's not going to be fully recovered from his hamstring and calf injuries when the season gets underway. He may be a safer bet in head-to-head leagues, banking on his return to health before the end of the season. Let's go to number 5. We have Paolo Banchero. If you enjoy drafting guys like Julius Randle on your roto or head-to-head teams, then Banchero is perfect for you. For the rest of us, his high turnover and low percentage game presents issues when it comes to rostering him. Add to that, you can get teammate Franz Wagner a couple rounds later. I'm not actually convinced that Banchero is going to end the season ranked higher than Wagner. Let's go to number 4. We have Jaren Jackson Jr. Triple J's per game stats last season would make him worthy of a 3rd round selection this year, but he played his games in a much different scenario than he's going to be playing them this season. He's going to go from arguably the number 1 option on offense to the 3rd option now that the team is healthy again. I still think he gets his minutes, but his usage is about to go way down. Add his lack of rebounding and poor field goal percentage, and I'm going to pass. Are you looking for expert advice for your upcoming basketball drafts? Well, I've got you covered. I've got my top 100 players in points, head-to-head, and roto leagues, as well as the top 10 players for each position. And best of all, it's absolutely free. That's right. To cash in on that, be sure to check out my draft kit playlist at the end of this episode. Let's go to number 3. We have Domantas Sabonis. Now, I cringe when I see Sabonis selected in the 1st round. Despite the fact that he posted gaudy rebound and assist totals last year, he was a liability on defense and at the line. Fast forward to this season with DeMar DeRozan in the fold, Sabonis' role is likely going to change, and I'm banking on less assists this year. I tend to draft players that I think have the ability to improve from last season, and I really don't see that with Sabonis. Let's go to number 2. We've got Kevin Durant. Now, this is a public service announcement for all those thinking of picking up Kevin Durant at the end of the first round or possibly the start of the second round. Father Time is simply not kind. KD is a beast as long as he stays healthy, and he's going to be an active contributor on any fantasy squad, but I don't see a world where he improves on his stats from last year. This is the season where Devin Booker becomes the unquestioned number 1 option on offense, not KD. And finally, at number 1, we have Joel Embiid. Now, realistically, where would you draft Joel Embiid? I've been in almost 20 drafts this season, and I've yet to see Embiid escape the first round, but I've seen him drafted as high as number 3. To pick him that high means one of two things. Either you're not concerned about his fragile health, or you're really investing in the fact that he dropped 30 pounds in the offseason. For the record, I do have 1 share of Embiid in a Roto League, and I happen to have drafted him 10th overall. And that's going to do it here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video, and of course, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'm going to sign off for now, but I will catch you guys on the next episode.